To us, he's a smooth operator.
Hello, and thank you for joining us today on this month's episode of the Transit Talk. I'm your host, Roger Marenco.
John Powell.
Kenneth Mays.
Thank you for joining us today. Friends, the Transit Talk is a monthly grassroots educational program organized by our co-workers to bring you the two single most important fundamental elements of any and every movement. Number one, educating ourselves. Number two, organizing ourselves. So thank you very much for joining us today. Many of you have asked us, have emailed you us many questions, and so we're going to do our best in this short segment to answer as many of your questions out there as possible. So beginning, Ken, let's ask the first question of the day.
Oh, can you address the Facebook situation?
The Facebook situation. So I think it was last month in January, or maybe it was this month, February. I don't remember. There was a situation that occurred in our official Facebook group,
Transit Talk
Facebook group page. I'm not really sure. I still not really sure what exactly happened, but apparently very nasty. Inappropriate video was posted by somebody, and it was posted up there I guess too long. Unfortunately, I was not here. I was taking care of a family situation. We do have an administrator, David. Unfortunately, he was not here today. He wasn't able to join us, and so I decided to bring in two of our newest moderators on our Facebook group page. So Ken, what exactly happened on the Facebook group page?
A lot of racial stuff going on. And the problem has been removed now.
Okay, it's been solved. Perfect. Excellent. So I apologize to anybody who was offended by that video. I wasn't around to take care of it, but as a result, we opened up the Facebook group page to moderators such as Ken and John so that they can help us in terms of filtering out the negativity or the unnecessary items that are posted up there. Remember, friends, this is still Facebook. I personally cannot control what people post up, but luckily people like Ken and John have voluntarily have asked to volunteer to be moderators to assist with the Facebook group page. And Unique, I believe, is also a moderator. So thank you, Unique, for helping us out with that in terms of trying to keep our Facebook group page as professional as we can. So if you see anything out there, please report it, you guys, to myself, to John, to Ken, to Unique. Thank you for that. Ken, next question, please.
Mike from Woods asks, is it true that the union reps downtown don't pay into their retirement or union dues?
No, that's not true. The union reps downtown, they still pay into, they still have to pay union dues, and they still pay into the retirement, into their health benefits in the same manner that we pay into it. So no, they're not exempt from that. No. Next question, Ken.
Will from Presidio asks, I was written up for taking a 702. Is it true that it's only to use the restroom?
Is a 702
only for the restroom?
For the restroom. What do you think, Ken?
No, it's a personal necessity. You do whatever you want to do within your time frame.
Personal necessity. If you need to take 5 minutes to make sure that you're not going on the road stressed out, or you're not going to hit someone, you need to take that 5 minutes. This way you're protecting the public from an accident that could have happened because you didn't take it.
Can't you take up to 20? Or is it a limit on it?
It's a 15-minute limit, I thought.
Well,
I always take 20 when I take mine.
Well, here's the thing is, there is no limit in terms of that. I don't know if this is maybe, I don't know, a side letter or past practice that people say 15 minutes, 20 minutes. If you look in the rule book, there is no time limit. So what is the time limit? I don't know. There is none.
Because situations are different.
Right, correct. So
anything happens.
So I'm not going to say a 702 is 5 minutes or a 702 is 10 minutes. The 702 is your personal necessity, period. And what is the time limit? It's,
however long it take you to calm down from whatever you're going through.
Yeah. So
okay.
I'm not gonna say 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, because it doesn't state that in the anywhere that I've seen. So to answer your question, a 702 is not a restroom break. It is a personal necessity. So who was that from? That was from
Will from Presidio.
Will from Presidio. And if you were written up for that, Will, please go talk to somebody. Please go see your
fight that.
Yes, please.
Miguel from Flint asks, can we eliminate the SFMTA?
Wow. Can we eliminate the SFMTA? A simple question with a simple answer. The answer is yes. Yes, we can eliminate the SFMTA. The problem is that first we have to get organized. Now, if and when we do that, then we will stand a fighting chance in terms of fulfilling your dream of wanting to eliminate the SFMTA. So
it does get a little bit more complicated than that, though, because we have to get voters to vote to help us eliminate it. So we have to get voters on our side and not only get organized within ourselves, but get organized within the community.
That's correct. So the answer to your question is simple. Yes. The difficult part is organizing ourselves. So before we even begin to tackle that, we have to tackle the issue of organizing ourselves, educating ourselves. And this is one of the many reasons why we decided to create the Transit Talk online, so that we can try and bring you the most current, up-to-date information pertaining to current issues, union issues, work-related issues, in terms of, you know, what's going on, what's good, what's bad, everything. We're living in the 21st century. I mean, it's time to get with the times. You know, we have to take advantage of social media, mass media. We have to take advantage of all of the social networks out there that are being provided for us. And if we do not get with the times, we're going to be left back in time. I don't know if many of you know this, but there are 7 states in the nation that are moving forward, and California is one of them, in terms of going, I don't remember exactly the terminology that they're using, but I'm just going to say plasticless driver's licenses, meaning that in the near future, we're not going to have the plastic, what do you call this, driver's licenses anymore. We're not going to have these cool little driver's licenses. It's all going to be online and through your cell phone. So it's happening whether we like it or not. And if we don't get with the times, we're going to be left back in time. This is why we're trying to do our best to utilize social media as our friend in terms of getting the information out there to our members. Did you guys know about that California is one of the states that's
I
moving
seen it
forward
on the
with?
news, but I didn't pay too much attention to it.
Okay, so
Yeah, I see a lot of issues
Yeah, I heard
coming
about
up
it.
with it. Like if the cell phone's dead, then you can't
Right.
pull up your ID. You know, other issues are going to rise from it, so they're going to have to figure that out.
Right. They will eventually figure it out, but my point specifically is that they're moving forward with it, you know, whether we like it or not. Which is why, like I said, we are doing our best to try and use technology to our advantage, to get the information out there. And with that in mind, I wanted to say, Ken, I wanted to thank you publicly, because I remember last year, I called you up and I said, you know, hey Ken, I wanted to say thank you so much, because you are one of the people that has been inviting many operators on the Facebook group page. And I noticed that. I said, wow, this guy Ken, man, he's bringing on board a lot of operators, you know, at least to be informed in some way, shape or form through the Facebook page about what's happening, what's going on. And our page is really interesting, because there's a lot of questions, comments, concerns that our members are posting up there. Even if it's something simple and basic, it's quite all right. Go ahead and ask it, and you know, get the correct answer. You know, and I remember calling you up and saying that, man. So thank you for that.
It's all good. Each one teach one. But about that group though, you could pretty much learn anything from there, because everybody done been through something on there. Like, I asked something that I don't know. You probably been through it. You probably been through it. Somebody else on there have. But it's gonna get solved with some past experience information too.
Right, and our group is growing. If you have not joined it, it's simply the Transit Talk. Just go to Facebook and type in the Transit Talk, and that's the group right there. Is that all the questions that you have on your sheet there?
With the group, it has died down a little bit since the incident, but the incident has been resolved. So hopefully we could get back on track and helping people out with it.
Good, good.
Keep
Yes.
it professional.
Absolutely, yeah. Question.
Now, Ken from Flint says, I was told by Central to do something that I didn't feel safe doing, but I did it because I didn't want to get written up.
Repeat that again. Repeat that question.
Ken from Flint says, I was told by Central to do something that I didn't feel safe doing, but I did it because I did not want to get written up.
So he did something because he didn't want to get written up, and he didn't feel safe doing it.
Correct, which I believe was in the Red Book.
Ken, why don't you go ahead and read from the rail rule book there? What section is that?
Section 2.8, safety, safety first. Well, Ken from Flint, Ken from Kirkland got an answer for you. The operator is ultimately the person responsible for the safe vehicle operation.
Read that again. Read that again.
The operator is ultimately the person responsible for safe vehicle operation.
The operator is ultimately the person responsible for the safe operation of the vehicle.
Meaning, if you don't feel safe, don't move it.
How long have you been here now, Ken?
3 years.
So what would you do if, I don't know, central control supervisor, somebody tells you to do something and you feel, man, you know, that's unsafe?
Me personally, I would tell them, I don't feel safe. Come show me how to do it. Teach me how to do it. I don't know how to do it. You come do it.
Well, no, I'm giving you orders right here, right now.
Well,
I'm gonna write you up for insubordination.
Write me up. I don't feel safe. I really get it. Insubordination, right up in hurting somebody or hurting myself or something, doing something that I don't feel safe.
Right.
Everybody gonna have their lives at the end of it. It's just a write up, yeah. Clear it up. Or tell them, come show me how to do it.
Right.
Seriously.
I refused to move the bus because I had a spill in the back, which was a slippery spill, and the old central control was still telling me to keep it in service because they didn't have cleaners out. I didn't get a write-up for that, even though I argued with them, told them that I would not move it till it was cleaned up, and I could not clean it up because I didn't have the proper tools to do so.
They got cleaning crews for that anyway.
They didn't have anyone out, so they actually had the shop come out, and the shop sent me into the yard because they said it was too dirty for them to deal with.
Pull it in.
So that says something right there. It wasn't just me.
And you know, sometimes it's not just supervisors or central control. You know, sometimes it's our own coworkers. It's the operators. I remember I was stuck behind an accident at some point. I was not involved in the accident. I was stuck behind an accident, and I was being told by my follower, "Hey man, reverse it, reverse it. Reverse your 60-foot Arctic bus. I'll help you out. I'll guide you." I said, "Hell no, man. I'm not reversing 60-foot articulate bus." And then, you know, it sort of got into sort of like a little taunting match. Come on. You're not big enough to reverse this. I can reverse this. I said, go for it. Go ahead, reverse it. But I'm not going to guide you.
No parts of it.
No way. No way. Absolutely
That's
not.
part of why our red zones are getting removed, too. If you've noticed some of the turn red zones, which we used to have, they're removing them for people to park because drivers are still making it around, not calling in saying, I can't make it with the car parked there. No, we're going into the other lane, going around, even though we're not supposed to.
Right. Right.
So if we can make it, we're not complaining about it. Why are they going to put it back?
You know what? I'm going to see if I can find this memo that was published just a few months ago. I'm going to see if I can look it up so that I can read it to you. It's a very, very interesting memo in terms of safety. It came out, and I believe it was well, I'm just going to look through it to see if I can find it, and if and when I do find it, I will come right back to that question. But for the moment, you have anything else to say in terms of being safe, doing something?
Not on that subject.
No. Okay. Go ahead with the next question.
Melvin Clark from Green asks, why is Andrew Simmons still VP?
Melvin Clark from Green. Why is what?
Andrew Simmons still VP.
Okay. So Melvin, thank you for your question. Andrew Simmons is not vice president. If you see him in the office, he is there as a staff representative. In our bylaws, it states here, let's see, the president shall have the power to appoint or remove one full-time staff representative with the approval of the executive board. Now, what does the staff representative do? What does he do? Do you know what he does?
I know he's on the board. He helps out with the votes whenever anything comes up, but I don't know any other details on him.
Well, let me tell you what the staff representative does. The staff representative is the person that assists you with your meeting, with your superintendent, with your hearing, with your skelly, with your arbitration. So he or she, your staff representative, is the person that assists predominantly more with the bigger stuff, with the arbitration. People who are in big trouble, suspended, being terminated. That's what the staff representative predominantly does, fights for your job. So the reason, Melvin, why Andrew Simmons is still, why you see him in the office still, is not as a vice president. He's there as a staff representative, and I believe he was appointed, under the previous administration. So with the new administration, don't worry, Melvin, that'll get taken care of.
Carlos from Cable Car asks, who was the woman that called the cops on us last month?
Who was the woman that called the cops on us last month? Well, Carlos, I think you're referencing what was it? Oh, yes, it was my hearing. It was my hearing date. That's what it was, last month in January. So there was a woman at the office who was, I guess she called the cops on the operators. Who is she? I don't know. I'm not sure who she is. The first day that I met this lady, it was during the forum to meet the candidates, the second forum to meet the candidates at the union office. And she approached me, and her exact words to me were, "You are the devil, boy. I know who you are. You are the devil." I looked at this lady, I thought, who the hell is this woman? I didn't know if she was an operator, a supervisor, somebody, a neighbor. I had no idea who this woman was. But apparently she knew me and thought that I was the devil for some reason. Why? I don't know. Talk about making a first impression on somebody, huh? So I come to find out that I believe she works at the union office. I'm not exactly sure what her title is. I don't know, secretary, bookkeeper, I don't know. But talk about a hostile work environment, huh? What a way to make an impression on somebody. So that's who that person is. I'm not really sure, like I said, what her title is or what her name is. But to answer your question, that's who she is. And I'm sorry that she called the cops on the operators that day. Next question.
Roger, who are you supporting for mayor?
Who am I supporting for mayor? Do you know who's running?
I know what they say are the top three right now
Why don't you go
on
to the top?
votes. Which would be
tell us everybody who's running.
the top three I'll start with is London Bree Mark Leno has the most votes. London Bree has the second most votes on the last poll. Jane Kim has the third most votes, and I don't know about after that who has the most votes. But then we have Angela Alioto, Michelle Bravo, Richie Greenberg, and Amy West, and Ellen Zoll.
Okay, so who am I personally supporting for mayor? There's a lot of good candidates out there, and it really sucks when a lot of good candidates run, because then it just sort of splits the vote. I guess we have to ask ourselves, who is pro-business versus pro-union? Who do you see as being pro-privatization versus pro-worker? Have you noticed a difference, or somebody, John, that stands out to you for
privatization, I don't know, but as far as the union goes, with the SFMTA board, I know London Breed supported the board staying how it is, and Jane Kim was trying to change the board where the city council would be able to vote and pick the people. That way it wasn't all controlled by the mayor. And I've only looked at the top three candidates because I haven't looked at the other people, but Mark Leno hasn't been involved in that because he's only doing the stuff as a congressperson. He's not on the city board.
Okay. So who am I supporting for mayor? There was a lot of talk about this on the Facebook group page. I'm sure you saw the questions and comments, right? Did you see that, Ken? Who I was supporting for?
No, I don't know who you're supporting.
Oh no, but you saw the questions and the comments.
Yeah, but I kind of stay away from politics like that, because everybody got their own right to believe what they want to and vote what they want to. And
right.
I'm not gonna sway nobody, and I don't want nobody to sway me. So, I do my own research and just personally keep it to myself who I vote for, because I got it right.
That's great advice, Ken. Do your own research.
Yeah, because, politics, money and stuff like that, don't share it with nobody if you don't want no confrontation, because it brings conflict. Nobody want to know too much about my money or my vote or something that's different than theirs. It's a problem.
Right. The thing I find with most politicians, you just look at who's giving them the money and you'll see what they're going to do.
Right.
They lie.
Right. Of course. Absolutely. That's another way also to sort of see who you might want to vote for. See who's supporting or funding that candidate, or who is endorsing that candidate, who's endorsing London Breed, who's endorsing Jane Kim, who's endorsing Mark Leno. Very simple ways to figure out who you think you might want to vote for. So who am I going to vote for? We'll see in a couple of months.
Yes. Don't tell them at all. They
Keep it
gonna
between
start
yeah.
coming for you. You gonna
Right.
have more people calling you the devil. You tell them who you voting for, because you gonna disagree with somebody, and everybody gonna be mad at you.
Any other questions you got there? Is that the last one?
I think that was the last
That's it.
one, yeah.
Okay, so I was able to find that memo in regards to the safety concern that you had asked first, the first question.
Oh, from Ken from Flint.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So this is what here's the memo that came out last year, June 12, 2017. I'm guessing and hoping that it still pertains to today. It was written by the Director of Transit, John Haley. It says here, and I quote, "Remember, please remember, if you hear an unusual noise, if you feel an unusual movement, or see something unusual in or along the trackway, stop and call Central Control for assistance. Stop regardless of where you are, including the subway." Now, he was writing this, John Haley was writing this pertaining to the rail divisions. However, I'm going to go ahead and read that real quickly once again, because it's very important for you to understand what he's saying here. If you hear an unusual noise, if you feel an unusual movement, or see something unusual in or along the trackway, stop and call Central Control for assistance. Stop regardless of where you are, including the subway. That's the safest thing that you can possibly do when it comes to safety. If you don't know what to do, if you don't think that you have enough spacing, or whatever the issue may be, John Haley, the Director of Transit, is telling you to stop. Ken, do me a favor, please. Go ahead and read that one rule that you read to us earlier.
The operator is ultimately the person responsible for safe vehicle operation.
That means you are responsible for the safety of that vehicle. If there's a firefighter or a policeman flagging you through, and you don't feel safe, you think you might break a mirror or hit something, don't do it. Ultimately, that means that you, the operator, are responsible for the safe operation of your vehicle, whether it's a bus, a cable car, whether it's a PCC, a LRV, doesn't really matter what it is. If you see a firefighter flagging you through, if you see a police officer flagging you through and you don't feel safe, you're iffy, you're wondering if you're gonna make it, you might scratch something, you might hit the mirror off, don't do it. Ultimately, it's going to be you, the person that gets in trouble, because the operator is the ultimate person responsible for the safe operation of your vehicle. Thank you for reading that, Ken. John, any other last comments? 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Comments, questions, concerns, nothing?
No.
You're good?
Mm-hmm.
Ken?
Thank you for having me. Pretty cool thing. Hope you guys see me again.
Most definitely.
Look forward to being familiar on this.
Excellent. Oh, didn't you, you said that you found out some special discounts or something?
Oh,
You wanna
yeah.
mention that real quick?
Yep. I remember the employer code for us, though. It's all capital SSF.
And what is
And,
that for?
Discounts everywhere. Like, what is it called? Ticketsatwork.com. Ticketsatwork.com. You sign in with your email address and your first name, and then it'll ask you for your employer code, and it's all capital letters SSF, and then submit it. Like me, for example, I just looked up the tickets for Magic Mountain. It's $84 regularly. For us, it's $55.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have fun down there, man.
Oh yeah, I'm leaving in a couple days.
Thank you guys for joining us in this month's episode of the Transit Talk. There are many ways that you can get involved, so please get educated, get organized, get informed, join the movement, and until next time, be safe out there. Thank you. Remember to join us at the 3rd General Membership Meetings of every month. Until next time, be safe out there, you guys.